up on Athens Midday, bar owners react to a law allowing guns in their businesses.
And a bit of good news for Medicaid recipients.
Severe weather is headed our way. Justin Sampson's in the Weather Center. We'll have the latest.
WOUB2, television for Athens County.
A court appearance for an Athens County Sheriff's Deputy. Good afternoon, I'm Leah Fry.
And I'm Brad Evans. It is a crime that carries more than a decade in prison. Athens County Sheriff's Deputy Jerry Hollowell pleaded not guilty this morning to allegations that he had sex with a female informant. Hollowell was arrested in September and is being charged for 4 counts of sexual battery and 1 count of attempted sexual battery. During his arraignment, Hollowell showed no emotion as he pleaded not guilty. If found guilty, Hollowell may face up to 16.5 years in jail.
You are charged with 4 counts of sexual battery being felony 3s. Possible penalties would be 5 years and $10,000 on each count. Understand that? Yes, sir.
Hollowell posted bond for $50,000 and a date for his trial is still not set. Oil and water, guns and alcohol. They just don't mix, but thanks to the Ohio Senate, guns and alcohol could become a similar sight. Matt Archibald is live in the newsroom with the latest on the bill. Matt?
Brad, Senate Bill 17 was approved last week by a vote of 25-5. This bill will allow gun owners with carry and conceal permits to take their guns into bars and other locations that serve alcohol. The possibility of guns and alcohol in local bars have many concerned about safety.
Somebody has a concealed weapon in a bar, you know, what's to stop them from using it? What's to stop them from shooting an innocent person that had nothing to do with what was going on?
That's just one of the concerns about allowing guns into bars. The bill prohibits those with weapons from drinking, but regulating who drinks and who doesn't might be harder than it sounds.
So what are you going to do when you have your door person? You're going to say, do you have a gun? Do you have a gun? Do you have a gun? Or we'll give you a wristband. You can't really monitor or regulate it.
Even if the bar doesn't serve someone with a gun directly, it can't stop people from drinking before they get to the bar or from having their drinks bought by somebody else. The fear for customers is what can happen when alcohol blurs reasoning.
When you add alcohol into the experience or into the whole matter, then it's a bad mix the whole time. Like guns and alcohol, it doesn't mix whatsoever.
One person with a carry concealed permit declined to be interviewed but says he would bring his gun into a bar for his own protection. Security measures at bars could change to ensure customer safety, but that could hurt the bottom line.
You might even have to frisk just to know. And it's like, how much business will you lose because people feel violated or saying such thing like this never happened before?
Senate Bill 17 now moves to a Republican-controlled House. A similar bill stalled in the last legislative session when Democrats held the majority. If the House approves this bill, Ohio would join a number of other states that have a similar law on the books. Reporting live in the newsroom for Athens Midday, I'm Matt Archibald.
Thanks, Matt. A Beverly man faces 3 charges after police say he grew marijuana in his cistern. The Major Crimes Task Force served a search warrant on Scott Armstrong Thursday. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says Armstrong had 25 marijuana plants weighing almost 6 pounds. He's being held without bond until his arraignment today. Men involved in a deer poaching ring now owe around $10,000 to Jackson County Municipal Court after they pled guilty. Jack Farley, Carl A. Perry, Carl E. Perry, and Michael E. Perry's charges included hunting without permission, possessing an untagged deer, and improperly tagging deer. Michael Perry must also pay around $3,500 in restitution and fines to the Gallup Police Municipal Court for more wildlife charges. Wildlife officers say tips from local hunters help start their investigation. If you have any tips or complaints, call the Turn In a Poacher hotline. Sandra Inman, the Logan woman accused in the kidnapping and murder of her daughter-in-law, has changed her plea from not guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity. Inman is charged with abduction and kidnapping, but no one has been charged at this time for the murder of Summer Cook Inman.
And County girl is now at St. Mary's Medical Center after being kicked in the head by a horse. The horse knocked her back, and she was then carried away by high water. Mason County emergency responders needed a boat to rescue her. There is no word on her condition. And today marks the kickoff of a new political season. Student Senate elections are only 1 month away. Today is the first time candidates and parties are officially allowed to begin campaigning. The two parties are RSVP and FACE. Elections will be held May 18th and 19th. Ohio University's Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences is leaving at the end of this quarter. Ben Ogles announced that he accepted a position at his alma mater, Brigham Young University, and starts July 1st. Ogles has been with Ohio University since 1990. He says he looks forward to moving closer to his family. The university has not yet begun its search for his replacement.
Those who receive Medicaid in Ohio should not worry that their benefits will be cut anytime soon. Athens Midday reporter Katie Daup is live in the studio to tell us that the state budget cuts are not as serious as first thought. Katie?
Thanks, Leah. The concern has been the governor's tight budget would seriously cut Medicare and Medicaid payments. But a meeting in Athens last week told a different story. Governor John Kasich's jobs budget has been getting a lot of attention lately. And because of all the attention, a meeting was held at Oblinus Memorial Hospital Thursday to ease concerns that there are other ways to save money than slashing Medicaid benefits. John McCarthy is the director of the Ohio Medicaid program.
What we have done is preserve the program so that we're not eliminating coverage for anybody. We're keeping everybody on the program. We're not cutting optional services. What we're trying to do is come up with new and better ways to have services delivered.
The governor's Office of Health Transformation says the budget will not cut eligibility or optional services, including dental, nor does it make arbitrary across-the-board cuts, resort to smoke and mirrors, or count hypothetical savings. The meeting wasn't just about budget cuts, but also how to prevent yourself from needing those services in the first place.
Prevention is what we're all about in the Department of Health, so we're very much focused on eating right so that we can get at this epidemic of obesity that's out there, but also being physically active.
Dr. Theodore Wimslow says that the obesity epidemic is causing a lot of other health problems, especially for Ohio's youth. He says that the Department of Health is hoping that focusing on prevention will decrease the amount of Medicaid needed for each patient, even though the department says the cuts that will be made should not be noticeable to the general public.
We're really looking at it from a policy approach of saying, where are our policies different and where can we make some changes? And we're doing some of those things. But for the individuals in the program, they shouldn't see changes.
Medicaid is Ohio's largest health payer, providing coverage for 2.2 million Ohioans. For Athens Midday, I'm Katie Daup.
Thanks, Katie. To learn how the state is maintaining the Medicaid benefits, go to athensmidday.com.
Coming up, find out the latest on the tsunami aftermath in Japan.
And why the deadline for taxes is so late. Athens Midday will be back in just a couple minutes.
Classes at a Columbus charter school are canceled today after a body was discovered near the building. The body was found near Patriot Preparatory Academy on the city's east side. Classes won't begin again until the police investigation is finished.
One university in Ohio is vowing to stop using coal as an energy source. As part of its new sustainability plan, Miami University wants to gradually stop using coal by 2025. University President David Hodge says the plan also includes making recycling more convenient. According to its website, Ohio University gets the majority of its energy from coal because it's so inexpensive. A policy change at Lima Senior High School means students can now use their cell phones before and after school and even during class for assignments. School administrators say students used the phones even when they weren't allowed. Since the new policy started, the school hasn't taken away any phones.
A girl is recovering today after falling from San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge. She was in the water for nearly 20 minutes before the San Francisco Fire Department and the U.S. Coast Guard rescued her. She was awake and responsive during the rescue. It is unknown whether she jumped or fell from the bridge. Up in the sky, A boom in travel in India has led to a new type of fraud, fake commercial pilots. An improper landing by a female captain from Indigo Airlines sparked an investigation. Police found that she had forged credentials. The discovery led to a wider investigation and the arrest of a dozen government workers, middlemen, pilots, and co-pilots. Investigators say government officials were taking money to push paperwork through.
7 pilots were obtained this ATPL license on the basis of forged documents.
The government is looking through licenses of thousands of others to make sure no more forgeries exist.
6 Afghan policemen have been killed in a roadside bomb blast in eastern Afghanistan. The policemen were on patrol Monday morning when their vehicle struck a bomb planted on the road. All 6 policemen were killed in the explosion west of the provincial capital. The death toll after Japan's earthquake and tsunami is at nearly 14,000 people. Japan's National Police Agency also now says another 14,000 are still missing. The tsunami hit after a major earthquake last month, leaving 135,000 people homeless. The earthquake heavily damaged the Fukushima nuclear power plant. Another aftershock hit earlier this morning.
5 weeks after the earthquake and tsunami, Japanese automakers and auto parts factories continue to struggle from a shortage of parts. The shortage has affected several automakers, including Honda, Nissan, Ford, and General Motors. Toyota managers say the company has resumed production at all its Japanese plants, but is running at half capacity. And today is not a regular Monday, it's tax day. It's the filing deadline for taxes in America, and this year it's a little later than usual. A Washington, D.C. holiday, Emancipation Day, is the reason the deadline was pushed back 3 days. If you still haven't gotten your taxes together, there is another option. You can fill out a Form 4868 to get a 6-month extension on the deadline. Find out what northeastern city had to close roads due to severe flooding.
And Justin Sampson has your full weather forecast. Find out what we can expect the rest of the work week coming up next.